Hi, welcome back to at Edson Acres. I'm Jim. This is my channel. I'm your friendly neighborhood handyman, jack of all trades kind of a guy. I wanted to talk tonight about something that's been showing up on my YouTube feed, which is these YouTube gurus, how to make your YouTube channel explode in 2025, which I just find remarkably familiar. Before I get into that, let's do me a favor and smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, share this with all of your friends, and if you have any comments or anything you notice on YouTube that's going weird, drop it in the comment section. I'll certainly answer anything that I ever run across. Anyhow, so why do people drive you to these YouTube guru channels? I suppose depending on who you are, you may not have any interest in being a social media influencer, a YouTube influencer, you know, a commentator extraordinaire. I know for myself, I just started doing this channel because people have told me repeatedly that my life is relatively interesting and that maybe it's something that maybe I could teach people something or show them something they hadn't seen before. But these videos started popping into my feed, and all I can think of is these masterclass courses from a few years ago, or send me $1,500 and I'm going to teach you how to make $1 billion by telling other people how to make how to you know, become some kind of effective instructor in something. And if you ever went through any of those, they never went to anything. It was just a scam. And I've watched many of these YouTube guru channels, and what it seems like is, here, I'm successful, so I'll just tell you what you need to do in order to be successful. And that's completely, from my perspective, random information that may or may not apply to you or me or anyone. You know, what makes someone's YouTube channel successful? It's content, the kind of type of content, the kind of engagement that they draw. You know, I am not going to be a successful cosplay aficionado or a beauty secrets uh, go-to person, or a fashion or style person. I am just a regular guy who does a lot of regular things. The only thing perhaps different about me is that I'm not afraid to do anything. Like, I'm not afraid to do or try things that I have no experience with whatsoever. And you know how I figured out how to do it? On YouTube. I watched thousands and thousands of hours of how-to videos. Um, I listen to a lot of podcasts through YouTube. I originally started this channel thinking, here, I'll go be another political commentator, but who cares what I have to say? I'm 51. I am a Navy veteran, which is great. I have my politics, but my politics are really, who cares? I live on a farm. We grow our own food. We have some alpacas, donkeys, and chickens, and dogs and cats. I would like to get a couple cows. And if people want to watch the kind of the fun stuff that we see, I try to record, as much of it as I can. And it is fun, and it is kind of unique. We're randomly picking kind of crops to sell. We grew garlic last year. One of the other people that lives here accidentally killed half of it. That was a real big setback. But we had enough left to replant for another round, and then we got a hold of a bunch of saffron bulbs, just on the chance that it might do well here, and it did real well for the first year, and we have about 15 ounces of it. 15 ounces, I'm sorry, 15 grams. Um, I didn't know it was sold by the gram, and over the years that will expand and grow. We have an orchard and a vineyard, so like all of that stuff is relatively new, and yeah, taking care of trees is an entirely different kind of a business than a lot of farms. But in many ways, the whole point of this was to be self-sufficient and self-reliant. We've had 3 major hurricanes come through here in the last year and a half, and we bought a sawmill because we have so many trees down that like we can eliminate our need to buy wood from Lowe's or Home Depot or a lumber yard just by making it ourselves. And it will pay. I mean, we're already halfway through paying for itself, and that's a just part of our life. And so then I had to watch YouTube on how to cut and use a sawmill, and I suppose there'll be some YouTube from me on how to use a sawmill, because everyone's experience is a little bit different, and the way one person presents it is a little maybe a little easier to understand. For the most part, when I'm doing things, or if I try to describe to you um, what I'm doing, that will be from the perspective of how I went through it. So, it's not going to, I don't necessarily have a huge technical explanation about things because that's not the way I solve problems. Sometimes it is. I mean, I have an extensive scientific background in both anatomy and math, but that part of my life was over a long time ago. Anyhow, uh, as far as gurus go, uh, if you're creating content to put on YouTube, create the content you want. Try not to violate the community guidelines, and try not to, if you make a mistake with copyright or fair use, then own it. You don't, and say it. I mean, and just be honest. Like, I didn't know. The guidelines are pretty complicated. And don't be afraid to take videos down if that's what happens. If somebody complains, then you take it down. I mean, there's thousands and thousands and probably millions of people that are all making the same video over and over and over. Be original. My biggest, I make shorts also, and the one thing that I would say is, like, there's this little window where shorts will get views, and that window is in what everyone else is doing, which means it's whatever's happening on TikTok or Instagram, and finding your niche of how you can present something, even if it's something everyone else is doing, but in your own unique way. That's what's going to get you attention. That's going to get you followers and likes and views. And I wouldn't spend a lot of time watching these guru videos. I just don't think that it's going to, and I certainly wouldn't be out paying people for a class on how to do this, because the truth is, when it comes down to it, the only way to get good at making YouTube is by doing YouTube. You need to be a consumer as well as a producer of content, because by watching other people's stuff, it gives you ideas, it gives you direction, it gives you, there's probably 200,000 videos on making a log cabin, but maybe the way you did it is unique. I saw a video once of a guy that made a log cabin out of 2x8s because that was the cheapest per linear foot wood he got at Home Depot, and I thought, that what a great idea. But it's not a log cabin. It's just a cabin made out of wood that's 3 2x6s thick, or 2x8s. Anyhow, that's enough of me mindlessly wandering around the topic of gurus. If this video is of any value, drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Um, you uh, I'd love it if you went to our store. We have some alpaca magic beans, which is kind of a fertilizer, and we're selling our saffron. I think it's 16 bucks a gram, and it's I'm paying for all the shipping on all of our stuff. But stay tuned. We got lots more to talk about. This channel isn't going to go anywhere. It won't always be here in our shop, but I was working on finishing up some cutting boards that are over here. And anyhow, thanks for coming. We'll see you next time. Oh, our website, our web store is www.edsonacres.com. So I'll put a link in the description. Anyhow, have a good night. Christmas is coming.